And that's what it comes down to. That's literally what it comes down to. There is nobody besides Jalen Brunson that can affect the floor in a positive way. Not OG Anunoby, and when he does, it's inconsistent. A $200 million player that is inconsistent.
I had a
Mikal
big problem
Bridges
with OG tonight. I'll get to it
had a
after you take.
very big problem with OG Anunoby tonight. Mikal Bridges starts off, drops. He's nowhere to be found after the second quarter. Where's everybody else? Where's Cat at times? And I get it. Listen, I tip my cat a little bit to Cat. He tried to get everybody fired up. He hit back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter, try to get everybody amped up. Even you saw when we went at 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Mike Brown called the timeout, benched Cat, kept Mitchell Robinson in the game. We went on a run. I get it. That has something to do with him being a defensive liability. But I like the fact that when OG Anunoby got a transition dunk, he was hyping up the guys. He was getting everybody involved. I like that because there'll be times where you see Julius Randle 2.0 and Cash just sitting on the bench with no expression because Mike Brown, once again, for a good reason, benched him. So you saw something different from Cat today when he was
Yeah.
on the bench. However, our defensive possessions is going to be the reason why we don't succeed in the playoffs if we keep playing like this on the defensive side of the basketball.
See, I thought today the defense wasn't that bad. For me, the offense, I had a problem with the offense. I mean,
Yeah, but I had a problem with it
and the
overall.
biggest thing for me was the turnovers. It was disgusting. It was ugly. Tonight was an ugly win. That's why I put it in the chat. This was an ugly win, and we had a chance to blow this team out, rest the starters in the fourth quarter. Instead, we let them hang around for 46 minutes of this game on a night of a back-to-back, playing against a lottery team. That to me was pathetic. And you may say, Eddie, oh, well, you're hard. We got the win. This, that. OG Anunoby had 17 points. He had 7 turnovers tonight.
Pay attention
7.
to that. Pay attention to that first quarter. Whatever happened in that first quarter was nowhere to be found. Just look how yes, we were down in the first quarter, but the way that they were able to build the lead up again in that first quarter, they were sharing the rock. They were moving the ball. Everybody was
The
spreading out.
first quarter
Everybody
was
was
pretty.
getting looks. Everybody was getting looks. Everybody was involving each other. Jalen Brunson wasn't trying to settle for a shot. Jalen Brunson was finding OG Anunoby in the post early. He was getting the ball to Cat at the top of the key, trying to give it a chance to Cat. Like that went away after the first quarter. In the second quarter, it was just dead. It was dead. The transition defense was weak.
The ball became stagnant from the
Yes,
second quarter on. They weren't
yes.
passing the ball with gusto, anything like that. They kept they let this team hang around, and DeMar DeRozan is hitting every single midi shot he takes. Why are they not double teaming him? He's the only guy on that team that was scoring for the majority of the game. And the Knicks decide, oh, let's just let this guy, one guy, the only guy on the team, kill us. Clyde said it over and over on the broadcast. What are you doing?
I was going to bring that up. Yep.
Double this guy. And we're just sitting here. He's the only guy on the team that could consistently score. And the Knicks are just watching him do it over and over. Every time they forced him out to the perimeter, for the most part, he missed. I think he hit 1 3-pointer the whole night. That was it. But they let him get inside to where his strengths are. The mid-range game. That's the best. That's DeMar DeRozan at his best.
This whole game was just frustrating from top to bottom. Like to me, I'm looking at this game like we gotta win. Okay, cool. You should not be playing that type of basketball against a lower team. Like you should have blew this team out by 20.
Yeah.
By 20. Especially after you had to fight to beat a Philly team that not only did you finally get a win over them, but you did it on their home court. So you mean you come back home, you get a gimme against Sacramento, and you can't even beat them by 20. You have to scratch and claw to beat them, and it's just horrible. It was ugly basketball to say the least. Again, the turnovers from OG Anunoby, a guy that
7.
7. That's a career high. That's unacceptable. That's really unacceptable. Again, the possessions on both ends of the basketball need to be better if this team wants to be taken serious in the playoffs. Because what I'm watching right now, yeah, 3-game winning streak, cool. But if we don't start playing better on both ends in
We ain't gonna last
transition,
in April.
and we don't start taking care of the basketball, we're gonna get screwed in the playoffs.
And where are you at on what's your take on what up, by the way? Appreciate you
How we
coming
doing,
Yo,
through.
my
fellas?
God.
What
Shout out
is
to you guys.
what's your take on tonight's game, man? Because me and Top aren't happy. Like
I
we're not happy
mean,
campers. I
I,
guess I don't know.
I'm not happy either, but I mean, a win's a win, so I'll take it. But
Facts.
my thing is, I felt like the guys just didn't care tonight.
I agree.
A good point
Yep.
that you made, Top, about Cat supporting. I mean, Mikel, they felt like these guys were playing for their livelihoods on the Knicks,
Mikhail.
and
Right.
Mikel and
Right.
Cat. I mean, and Cat didn't play like amazing or anything, but
He was 5 of
just
15.
just being engaged in the game, you know what I'm saying? Not tuning out, not just pouting, like Brunson hit a three, he got up, he was like that, like, just that alone, like, you want to show the coach whether you play a lot of minutes or you don't play a lot of minutes, you always want to see that from your teammates. But in the past, I felt like you wouldn't really see a bunch of that. I feel like after all the rumors have been swirling like wildfire, I think the sense of urgency kicked Mikhail right in the ass.
Yeah. Which
And
was
listen,
good. Which was good.
early, but the problem is, I just wish that he was consistent in all quarters of the game, because he started off hot, and then, I mean, listen, what he finished with 15 points? Like,
I think he
that's
had
average.
17.
18.
That's
He had 18. He had 18 points tonight.
okay.
He was
Yeah,
efficient tonight. He was 8 of 13 from the field. I thought he had a good game tonight. I'm not complaining about it,
the
Mikhail.
one thing about no, yeah, I'm not gonna kill Mikhail, but the one thing I've noticed this season so far is when we needed like a momentum bucket and Mikhail gets like a wide open three or something, it clanks. And I feel like that's what I've seen from Mikhail a lot this year is every time we need a momentum basket, it's like, damn, bro, like we needed that bucket and it just doesn't go in. But again, I'm not gonna kill him, but you could definitely feel the urgency from him. Um, yeah, to me, I think like for me, that's why I think these guys weren't really into today's game.
How could you not be into it? I don't understand. Like you're coming off like I understand. You had a players only meeting. All right,
hmm
well, how many what was this about a week ago? All right,
yeah,
you won 3 straight. But how can you not get into this, man?
yeah.
Like,
I
how could you
mean,
not be into the game? Like, you have to be engaged. If you're not engaged, where are you going to be in April? Or where are you going to be in May and June? If you're not engaged now, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
I
and it's not
I
like you, and I'm talking to the
yeah,
Knicks.
yeah, 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 yeah. I got it. Listen, I'm not taking any. Um, I just think that the ship is sailed. Listen, if this team stays together past the deadline, um, I don't know if we make the finals. I'm sorry, I really don't. I think we can't. I mean, again, we play the Kings today, so like, I'm not going to say, "Wow, Cat had 17, 11, and 4." Like, it's the Kings. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not taking any stock from this, right? When we play the Raptors tomorrow, let me see you get a double double, 25 and 12. You know what I'm saying? 25. Like, we have yet to see the Cat of last year this year. And
Not
any, anytime we do see Cat, it's against the whack teams, the teams that, you know,
Charlotte's.
yeah, and Cat,
The dregs of the league.
sometimes
I think he had
Miami
a big
Heat,
game against Miami. I'll give him that.
Miami, you know what I'm saying? But they don't, they
They're
always play us
500.
they always play us tough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, um, but today, I mean, Shaman only had 2 points. Like, I think that, I mean, Mike Brown played like a Tibbs game today. Oh, he played
Yeah.
on like 7 guys,
Yeah. I think 8 guys he played.
seven,
Clarkson
eight
didn't play.
guys. Clarkson didn't play. Kolek didn't play. Yabusele play? Yeah, Yabusele played. He played 2 minutes.
And Clarkson hasn't played the last
Actually,
3
I
games.
watched Yabusele in those 2 minutes. He
hmm
actually was engaged on defense. He actually, if you go back and watch it, he looked
Yeah.
good to me tonight. Actually,
The
I was going to give him
one
compliments.
Listen, the one thing that every Knicks fan who watches the Knicks can say is that Yabusele has been a professional.
Yes.
I
Yes.
commend
Yes.
him for always staying intact, always staying engaged. No matter if he plays nice, posting everything, something on Twitter or on Instagram, whatever. Like that's like a professional. Like I'm kind of sad that it didn't work out with the Knicks because I think he's like an elite teammate. You know.
Yeah, but they need more, man.
Oh, one hundred
And
percent. I'm not
yeah,
discounting
yeah,
it.
yeah. But like, I'm just like, what's out there? What is out there right now? It's crazy. And, let's hope that we get through this stretch. Like I said, again, I think we all agreed 7-1, 6-2
Six
over
and
this
two, I
last
think was
8.
our bottom line. And I think
Right.
8-0 was like
Yes.
amazing. Like, all right,
Right.
cool. Now listen, anybody who follows me, I make a bunch of jokes and stuff, but
No, you're good with all
I
that stuff. I watch you.
I appreciate that. I want Cat to figure it out. I want him to prove me wrong, right? And shut me up. Same thing with Mikal Bridges, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to myself and lie to you guys or anybody. I'm not gonna do that. I'm
Right.
not gonna do that because if what I see is not good, I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh yeah, it's good." I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna do that, right? You don't go to a restaurant, if the food's not good, you're not gonna say, it's good.
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like we stand behind the fans, but the one thing about the New York fandom is that we will hold your feet to the fire. When you do amazing, you're gonna
You're
be
gonna get
shit.
that too. You're gonna
You're
get to.
gonna get showered like a king,
Yep.
and you will be blessed on. But let you do some silly stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or let you just do some nonsense. You will again, it's give and take, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give it to you no matter what, win or lose, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna roast you or we'll love you. That's just the way New York sports are. And you know, regarding these rumors, I mean, I don't know if you guys already spoke about it, but
No, we didn't even get into the rumors. And if
okay.
you whatever the rumors are, let
Hmm.
me know because I see a new rumor every 5 minutes on the timeline. So it's like, which one are we talking about now?
Well,
Because I'm on like 1 million right now.
the
So
report came out today that the Knicks were interested in Drew Holiday.
I
And
saw that.
all three of us know that Drew Holiday was a teammate of Giannis Antetokounmpo when they
Yep,
won the NBA title.
correct.
So they have some amazing chemistry. I think even Giannis was mad when they traded Holiday.
Oh yeah, he
So
was he was even mad because they traded him for Lillard.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. If my memory serves me right, I don't think he was happy when they got rid of Drew. But yeah, I don't know if he had say in making that trade. I'm not really 100% sure. I gotta do my research. But that's a big rumor, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you know, the only way we can get him is if we give up Mikal." Well, there's a report that the Blazers were always interested in Mikal Bridges.
Right.
So listen,
It's a tough trade, by the way, to do because it's Yabu and Bridges
hmm
for him. But the problem is both teams are over the first apron. So the Knicks and the Blazers are both over the apron. So they can't take back more than they give out. So
need a third team,
they need the Utah Jazz, who only have 10 million in cap space. So the Knicks
or
got to send out. Oh, go ahead.
or the Bucks get involved, and the Bucks get their picks back from the Blazers,
Okay.
right? And then you go ahead and you send Karl Anthony Towns to the Bucks. You get Giannis, and then you get Drew. You send Mikal. There's a few other pieces I
There
think
would
they
have
could.
we would have to probably take on Jeremy Grant in order for that to happen because they're going to want to get off that contract. He's
I think
making
they'll
30
send him to
something
the
million a
Bucks,
year.
though. I think I don't remember the trade 100%. I know Pacome goes to the Blazers. There's a few different kind of variations to it.
Yeah,
Um,
the one I saw, it's like we give up Mikhail, Cat,
Pacome.
Yabu. I think Deuce is in there.
I saw Pacome, and
McComb's in there too.
I saw Clarkson in there too.
Clarkson's probably he's probably the guy that goes to the third team. So you could.
Yeah.
Because the only two teams with cap space are Brooklyn and Utah. I don't think Brooklyn's going to do us any favors.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. So my thing is, I think Drew Holiday is an upgrade over a guy like Mikal Bridges, and the reason why I say that is experienced elite defender. Now, I'm not saying he's in his prime. I'm not saying that. But what are the Knicks trying to do this year? What is the goal, fellas? It's to
win
win
a
a championship.
championship.
I don't want to chip. Yep.
That's the goal. If you telling me any Knicks fan would trade anything to get that one title, you're telling me
Right.
if you have the opportunity to unite one of Giannis's best teammates, Drew Holiday, who's high IQ basketball player. Giannis is a high IQ basketball player, but Giannis also has a motor like none other, right? Um,
Are you guys worried about him?
I'm
Like
not.
with because everybody's talking, Achilles, Achilles, Achilles.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would go ahead. Because
I'm
I asked you
not.
a question.
I'm not. But the reason why I say it because what have we been doing with Mitchell Robinson?
Right.
We worry about Mitchell Robinson. You tell me you're worried about Giannis Antetokounmpo? We have like a great
Right.
medical staff
Well,
now.
everybody
Like,
says, what the take is that, well, this is a prelude to, an Achilles injury. And, they give examples, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, I believe.
yes,
I think KD did the same thing, had the same similar thing. So this has happened in NBA history where you
yes,
injure your
yes.
calf, you come back too soon, and then
Mm-hmm.
the next thing you know, your Achilles goes out. Now we're out for 2 seasons. So
Yes.
when you're trading for a guy at an elder age, he's over 30, and Giannis, I get the
Mm-hmm.
concern. I'm at the point where I don't even care if Giannis is out for the rest of the season. I'm
Yeah.
making that deal, whatever, by any means possible, to get Giannis because I'm looking for next year and beyond. So if
Yes.
you get a Giannis trade here, sign me up. I'm doing it.
Yes.
Even if he's out for the year, I don't care.
I
You
agree.
guys feel the same? I know, Ant, you top. How do you feel on that?
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if you give Giannis Antetokounmpo a chance to come here on a fresh new team, a fresh new city, and kind of give him like a restart, and he's still on a team that's trying to win a championship. I think it'll work out. You get yourself a Drew Holiday that there's really no pressure on the guy because he's a veteran. He's gonna make everybody else around him better. Jalen
Correct.
Brunson will work well with him because Drew Holiday could play off ball. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? He doesn't see when he was with Milwaukee, he needed the ball. He was their point guard.
Yeah.
He was their facilitator. Now you're telling Drew Holiday, yo, you don't need to facilitate. I just need you to set off ball screens. I need you to play defense when we need you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's less pressure on him, and he can still bring that veteran mindset along with the guy that he's comfortable playing with in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And again, it all facilitates around Jalen Brunson. This is your captain. This is your star. This is your the guy that you're giving the keys to. What can you put around him to make this team better? So not only can it elevate him, but he needs guys around him to help him because again, he is not the best defender. So put
Correct.
a great defender next to him so that way he doesn't become a liability.
See, here's why I have a problem. So if it's a yes or no question,
Yeah.
and it's like Drew Holiday for Mikal and Yabu, I'm saying no.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying no is because you have Drew for another 3 years, and he's making the contract ascends, it goes up, it doesn't go down. At the end of that contract,
Is it
he's going to
expiring?
be
Huh?
what, 37, 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much left he has. Okay, I think for the Knicks, the best course of action, if there's no Giannis, it would probably be to stay with this group and maximize who you have. And then if it doesn't work out in the offseason, trade all of them. Trade Cat, trade Mikal, do that. That's
Yeah.
fine. But I have a problem with trading for Drew, who at the end of that contract is going to be 38 years old, making almost close to $40 million. I have a problem because we gave up 5 picks for this guy in Mikal Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if he was younger. One thing, if I'm getting maybe a pick or two back with Mikal, yes, that's
Yeah.
different. All right, I'll even take on Grant if I have to take on Grant to get a couple of picks back. Yes, I'll do it. But for just Drew for Bridges, I don't know if I could do that because your cap space, your cap situation is bad because you're allocating a ton of money to a guy in Drew Holiday who's literally on the decline. And he's only played 20 games this season. So that's my problem with that deal. And again, it's like, I get what you're saying. You're saying, yo, Drew puts us over the top this year. Go for it. And I understand that. But again, I don't think Drew puts us over the top, if I'm being honest. With this team, with Cat and all these guys, I don't think he elevates us. Maybe defensively, but he's still a small guard. Now, if we were to trade Bridges for a wing or something like that, a taller wing who plays, then I'm a little bit more open to it.
I don't. This is where I disagree, right? And I'm going to tell you this: who are the top guards in the East right now? Right, Jaylen Brown,
Yes.
number one. Tyrese Maxey,
Number two.
Donovan Mitchell, right? All those guys got to be guarded by somebody, right? So let's just say, listen, Mikal Bridges has, for me, I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't seen it. And he's been to the NBA Finals, right? That's actually the ironic thing is Drew Holiday and Giannis beat Mikal Bridges and Devin Booker in the finals.
Right.
So that's the ironic thing. But I'm not. There's something about Mikal that it just seems off. I can't put I don't know what it is. I just don't know.
I think defensively he's gotten it's returned. I've saw it like tonight, last few nights. Mikal's been good defensively. He's been good, but he's just not great. We traded for great. We traded for first team All NBA, and we got good to very good.
Yes.
To me, it has nothing to do with coaching. I mean, he was the same way with Tibbs, and he's still the same way with Mike Brown. At some point, Knicks fans have to get this coaching thing out of their heads, and it's just.
I think with Cat, that's true. With Cat, it's coaching. I don't think it's true with Mikal.
It's obvious. It's obvious with Cat. I mean,
you got to think. Go ahead.
What? No. I was gonna say with Cat, it's obvious with Cat when it comes to coaching because you're talking about a history there between him and Tibbs. Cat has been on record saying that he likes playing under Tibbs. So when they
had his two best seasons under Tibbs.
Right. So then all of a sudden, I'm supposed to, even though he has to, because you're the player, you have to adjust. But if you're looking at it from Cat's perspective, it's like, I've never played under this guy. This guy wants me to switch and go to a whole different scheme that I've never played under and everybody expects me to get it just like that. I only know one scheme. Well, two, because he had to do it under Chris Finch. But again, if you do remember when Chris Finch became the head coach of the Timberwolves, it took a while for Cat to get used to Chris Finch because it was Thibodeau. So it's the same thing here. My thing is it's the little things with Cat. It's the complaining. It's the effort back on defense. It's the little things that
he did it again tonight.
Yep, he did. He did it I counted. He complained 4 times tonight. 4.
But the hustling back on defense.
And that's how many times I counted. I didn't even hear probably half the other ones.
No, right.
There was that thing where he tried to go up for an ugly layup. He fell. The whole team got back on defense, and Clive was like, "Where's Towns?"
Yep.
And it's just like
he did the same thing. Russell Westbrook did the same thing actually tonight.
It's the little things that hurt him. Yeah. And it's like if you weren't doing those little things, we'd probably be complaining about your inconsistency. But to be honest with you, we'd be giving you more effort. Like before you came in here, I told Eddie I tipped my cap on the fact that not only when he hit those back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter that he was trying to get everybody riled up, but look what happened when Mike Brown benched him. On a transition dunk from OG Anunoby, and then Christie calls a timeout for Sacramento. What was he doing? He was hyping everybody up on the bench. You don't really see that we didn't see that too much from Cat this year.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair though, did we see that last year from him? Not really. I don't think as much. And do you think so?
But then again, he wasn't getting.
Do you think we saw the seller like Cat being all like getting everybody up when he's up? Like the only time I remember last year Cat being amped up was that Toronto game where he had a big game and he scored. And he did the shit with it. Yeah. That's what I remember. This year I haven't seen him do it.
Yeah,
but that's my point though, is that this year you're not seeing it too much from him compared to last year. Last year he was doing it a lot more.
Because he was
I
That's what
hitting
I'm saying.
shots last year. Cat
yeah.
hit
But no,
shots
but
last year.
again,
This year he
but that's
doesn't.
why I felt. But
This
that's why it
year he's
felt
been
good to see it
yeah.
today. It felt good, even in a
Yeah.
situation where he's benched, where he could have been sitting there like, "Yo, damn, I just hit two threes, and this motherfucker just benched me." Instead, after that, OG Anunoby, they go on a run. OG Anunoby gets a dunk, and he's there celebrating. Like you barely saw it this year, so it felt good. It was like a fresh air to see that from him. Because at the end of the day, no matter what your opinions on our cat, he's still here and he's still here to win us a championship until he's gone. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, us fans want to see him succeed under this regime.
We all want to see him succeed. Every single
Right,
one of us. Everybody here in this
right,
room. Everybody watching. We all want to see Cat win. We
right,
want to
right.
win with him. However, if 5 of 15 keeps happening, and the
Good.
no whistles keep happening with Cat, okay, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, we can only get so far with this guy on our team, and that's Karl
Right.
Anthony Towns. 5 of 15 is kind of unacceptable. However, he did have 3 of 8 from three, and like you mentioned, Dave, he hit a couple of big 3-pointers. So give Cat his credit there because he hit some big
Yeah.
shots and he got 11 rebounds. We ended up out rebounding him because throughout up until the third quarter, they were out rebounding us. So I will give Cat his credit there. He just needs to be better everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everywhere,
yep. I agree.
especially offensively. We already know defensively, but Cat needs to be better offensively, and it's showing, it's glaring, and it needs to change.
I personally think he needs to stop driving the ball. And I think he
But
needs to
okay, so you say that. What do we do? You do dribble handoffs? You want him shooting mid range shots? Like, what is the
I
answer? Because
think
a lot of
I think
people say that.
mhm.
What's the answer?
I think I've seen him turn down a shot. Like he doesn't need that much space. Like I mean, you're 7 feet. Like I think the biggest problem with my biggest problem with him, he forgets that he's 7 feet tall. Like how you
Or
know?
but that's just who he is, Ant.
I get that though, but that's what I'm saying. Like okay, you can draw up whatever, but at the same time, like when you got a little bit, just let that thing fly. Like if you claim to be the best big man 3-point shooter of all time, not true by the way. Dirk Nowitzki,
Yeah. By the way, who does that honor belong to? Because it certainly doesn't belong to him. Can
Dirk
we stop?
Nowitzki, Dirk Nowitzki, hands down, in my
I
opinion.
was just gonna say Dirk. Yep.
I
Dirk
mean,
I
I
was just
is
guess
gonna say Dirk.
the separator is the fact that Dirk really wasn't a center. So is that why he's saying he's the best? I don't
Yeah,
get
he
it.
was. I
I
mean,
don't
he. But
know.
you're talking about a six. You're talking about a 6'11" guy that was shooting with the
Exactly.
craziest arc. That's not easy, bro.
Also, they traded for Rudy Gobert to cover that, so he doesn't have to
Correct.
play in the paint like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Exactly.
if you want to do that with Mitch Robinson, I get that, but like, you, like you need to shoot the ball well. Like for had to like if his shots go in, it changes the dynamic of the whole team. And what I mean by that is
Mhm.
you can't double. You can't like you gotta respect his jump shot. Now when you respect his jump shot, that's gonna open up a lot of one-on-ones for everybody else, right?
Yep.
Come playoff time, if this continues, let's say we make no trades, we make a minor thing, we get Yabu out of here, we get somebody. Okay. And come playoff time, if Towns keeps playing the way he's playing, they're just gonna say, take the ball out of Jalen's hand and make Cat beat us. That's what they're gonna say. And then you know what's gonna happen? Cat's gonna over try like he's been doing all game, all year,
So
and he's gonna attack the rim, get an offensive foul. He's gonna be in foul trouble, you know. And like that's why I've said when we first traded for him, like, all right, like I'm gonna support him, but he's got
right.
his fundamentals are broken, like you know.
Agree.
And you
He was
gotta
a Tibbs player, man. That's it.
Yeah, and listen, this is another thing, right? Who wanted Tibbs out? Mikal. We all know that. Mikal was not a fan. So they decided, okay, we're gonna move on from him, and they put all their eggs in the Mikal basket. And right now, it's not paying off the way we thought it would pay off for the amount of currency that we put in terms of picks, right? But
We are never going to recoup 5 first round picks. And look, even if they're Like you won't even get 3 picks for Mikhail. You
Yeah.
might get 1 unprotected. That's about it. Like if you're lucky, like the stupidest thing about us was we should have put protections on those. You should have waited 5 days for free agency because again, then you would have had more leverage. Leon just gave it to him. It was like, what the fuck? But I want to get to this question here because we were talking about it when we stopped.
Mm-hmm.
How exactly do you fix something that's broken in Cat? Now, where I answer this is I'm going to tell him to shoot more threes
Yes.
and maybe set him up on the inside on the post and have everybody clear out on one side and let's see what he could do and put somebody like Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart on the weak side, on the strong side, so they could close if he misses or he gets to the line. That would be my way. Shoot threes and get him into the paint, ditch it to him, clear out, see what he could do. But if he misses, maybe he gets sprayed. Maybe, somebody else could clean it up. That's what I would do. But where are you guys?
I would do that. I would definitely do that. But this is where Mitchell Robinson comes into effect. Because just like how he had that situation, like Ant brought up a great point with Rudy Gobert. They traded for Rudy Gobert so they can eliminate his inconsistencies in the paint because they knew that he's more consistent as a shooter than he is as a big man who likes to drive. It's the same thing with Mitchell Robinson, especially on defense. You don't have to worry about his liability on defense when you have a good defender like Mitchell Robinson in the paint. So it's the same thing on offense. When you have a good rebounder like Mitchell Robinson who can not only grab you offensive boards but can spread the floor when he does get those offensive rebounds, you got a guy like Cat who can move out in the perimeter and you can find them open. And again, he can facilitate as well. But that's what Mitchell Robinson allows him to do. And when Mitchell Robinson's not on the court with him, and I know everybody keeps saying, no, we don't want those double bigs, you might have to start doing those double bigs
Yeah.
because of the things that I just mentioned.
The
That's
one
the only
thing,
way.
the one thing I will say that I do see that does have success in is when he attacks the paint and they bite on everything. He normally gives like a nice little dump down pass to Mitch Robinson, and
Mhm.
Mitch Robinson
He did that tonight. I think it was
he's
the
done that.
second quarter, right? Second quarter he
Yeah,
did that?
yeah, and he's done that a lot this year. And I think he has a lot of success when that happens. Um, I just find it like, you know, Jalen and Cat, I don't think they fit together. So I think,
I mean, it worked last year. It worked.
the
This team
honeymoon.
worked. What did we win? 51 games last year, and we had a lot of injuries.
Is that too? And if you notice, dude, yo, this team doesn't know how to set a pick and roll.
They never
Like
have.
they
Even
don't
under Tips.
generally know how to stand and set a pick to roll. If they knew how to do that, I think him and Jalen would be
You know who was good at that? iHeart.
yes.
iHeart was really good at pick and roll.
But
His
again,
picks
we're
were
also talking about
phenomenal.
He had a great floater too, though, which
Yep.
also, even if
but
you
you're
don't,
also
yeah,
talking about two guys that really can't defend. So it's kind of hard at the
yeah.
same time.
iHeart's
Like,
not
you
a
know what I'm
really
saying?
great
Like
defender. He could,
that's
he's a
another
good
that's
outside
another
He's
thing
defender.
too.
he's better than what we have now. He's better than Cat.
No,
I agree
for
with
sure,
that,
I
for
mean,
but
sure,
what are we talking about here? I mean, are you kidding me? I
for
mean,
sure.
that really was the beginning of the end with the
No, no, no,
Knicks.
for sure, for
We,
sure.
well,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
made
for sure,
the Mikel trade really was the beginning of the end because
for
we
sure.
just shot ourselves in the foot there.
I think that in order for Cat to have success, I think that he has to shoot the ball. Just let it rip, let it fly. Just don't think. Just let it go.
Right.
And I just don't like when he drives to the basket because he's looking to get fouled more than he's looking to finish. And there's been a couple games this year where you can tell he wasn't looking for the foul. He was just trying to make things happen. Whether he got the call or not, didn't care. He didn't get the call. All right, I'm gonna get back on defense. But that's like basic, right? You shouldn't have
That's
to.
basketball 101.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting back on defense, not getting called. That's basketball 101. I mean, come on.
That's not like, yeah, that's nothing. And I think a lot of the times Cat tries to oversell contact,
Correct.
and then he doesn't get the call,
And it's
Yeah.
also because he can't jump, so it looks very ugly. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like it's a very ugly look. So I think that's part of the. He has like a very bad aesthetic, meaning
Yeah.
look, when he's going to the rim and taking contact. It almost looks like he's almost offensively fouling them, which they almost called one on him tonight because of the
Yes.
way he moves aesthetically. He moves laterally, slowly, and he swings
Yeah.
out his elbows to do so. And it also results in it looking like it's an offensive foul. And that's why a
I
lot of times you see that.
I'm sure that teams talk to coaches and players. They'll say, "Look out for this. Look out for that,"
They
and
scout.
that's it. It's part of the game. Look, watch out. He
Mhm.
hooks all the time. He hooks. And they've been calling it all freaking season.
Yes.
And
And he still
I
does it.
I just yeah, and listen, he's fundamentally broken.
So,
He doesn't have a bag.
no,
Like the
he
Right.
one
doesn't.
thing you could
No,
say
He's
about
he's
like
Dylan Brooks,
RJ. He's like RJ.
yeah,
Actually, he's worse than
yeah.
RJ. He's worse than
And
RJ.
I think that for a while he's gotten it's like the Ben Simmons thing, right? He for many years he got away because of his talent. He
Right.
was able to just skate by with his talent. He was that talented. He was a big man, but he had guard like skills, right? Okay, but then when you get to the best of the best, and you never sharpen and tone up your
your
skills.
tool. Hmm.
Well, it's gonna get exposed, and that's why what happened to Ben Simmons, right? They said, okay, you can't shoot free throws, and you don't have a jump shot. All right, so when we give you space, and when we don't let you just do whatever you want in the paint, all right, well, and he got exposed for it, and he never recovered. Cat is suffering similarly from the same thing, but the difference is he can shoot the three. But what teams are doing is running him off the floor, running him off the three. Excuse me.
Don't worry about it. I get it.
I'm sorry. They're running him off the 3 point line, and then what they're doing is they're making him okay. Post up. Let's see you post up. And then what's happening? What do we see today? I think it was in the first quarter. Who stopped them from posting up today? The point guard.
Oh, Westbrook.
The point guard. What is he? 6'2", 6'3", 6'4"?
Tops. Tops.
So you're
Westbrook
telling
was talking
me
shit.
they can, rightfully so. If you
Right.
have the size advantage and I prevent you and I make you turn the ball over, I'm flexing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You're weak, bro. You're small. Even though you're bigger than me, you're still small. Like, and that's the issue. Like every team, they're putting Dylan Brooks, Drew Holiday. When we played the Boston Celtics,
Yes.
Drew Holiday was guarding Karl Anthony Towns. Like, and again,
Always. Always.
size is great when
Memphis
you
did it too. Memphis did the same thing.
size
Orlando
is
does it with Suggs.
size is great when you can take advantage of it and make them pay and punish them for it. But if you don't have a post game, if you don't have that skill to punish a player, right? They used to say, "Oh, mouse in the house." I said, "Give me the rock. I'm gonna punish this guy. I'm gonna make them have to double team me or put their best defender, whatever." We can't. No, it's like, well, we want him to go 1-on-1, and we'll dribble it. We'll bring the coverage over. The reason why I wouldn't do Josh Hart and Mitch because the less shooters you have on the floor with Cat, the more they can just send a double team. And then when they send a double team, he panics and turns the.
Correct.
No,
And
it's
that's
they.
why Mitch and him doesn't always work.
So I like the Mitch thing, but I just think the fundamentals are flawed. You got to really want it, and sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't.
The
And
bottom
what?
line is, and top, I'll get to you in a second, but the
Yeah.
bottom
Go
line
ahead.
is we need to get this guy Karl Anthony Towns' value up as much as we possibly can. We have to because right now it is at a very, very low level. Now, again, there's teams out there that'll take him. There's
Yes,
rebuilding teams that can build around this guy. He is a big who shoots threes, stretches the floor. He does offer something. It's not like he offers nothing,
yes,
right? So my ideal thing was build him up and Mikal Bridges and all these guys, OG Anunoby, whoever, build them all up to their most highest value you could possibly do. And if we don't get out of the East this year, you just break this up. I mean, I know you may sound crazy, but take a swing for Giannis, take a swing to make this team better. But if that doesn't work, then maybe it's time to fire Leon Rose and bring in a real president of basketball operations like a Bob Myers that comes in here and says, okay, this is what I got. I don't think I could win a championship with this team. I'm going to start by trading Jalen Brunson. Now, you may say, Eddie, out of your mind. But if you trade Jalen Brunson and you get 5 picks in return or 4 picks in return, whatever, you can then restart a rebuild very quickly because you'll get young players as well in that deal.
Yeah.
And since the Nets own your pick, you could kind of do it every year good, every year bad type of thing while keeping your eyes on the money and free agency and who's out there when.
Yeah.
And something like that. Again, that's my last, effort. What was it called? Last I don't even know. Exactly. If you can't win it with this team, then break it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we blew it with the Mikal trade. That to me was where they blew it. And that's why I said sign DeMar DeRozan, because it wasn't going to cost you 5 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And Leon Rose, by not waiting 5 days till free agency, shot himself in the foot, because that was the start of the 2 worst trades that killed this team. Mikal Bridges and Cat. Those 2 trades killed this team. Before that, we were hitting on all cylinders. Maybe Leon Rose could pull something off. I don't know.
Could have kept Randall and Dante, man, and
Right.
just took the chance with Randall playing a 5, man. It is that I think people tend to forget, and this goes back to what Ant was saying about how Cat never really developed on his game. See, Julius Randle did. The way Julius Randle was playing as a number 1 option on the New York Knicks wasn't how he was playing when he was a Los Angeles Laker or when he was a New Orleans Pelicans. When he came to the New York Knicks within his second year, he completely developed his game
Yeah,
and
the
got
first year
better
was
as
a disaster, but the second
right.
year,
But the second year, he got better as a scorer. He got better as a guy that can facilitate, that can put the ball on the floor and go get you a bucket. That's what made him a number 1 option. And it was
right.
also the fact that the guy that you drafted in RJ Barrett wasn't developing. So they turned to Randall to really run the ship. But again, when people like, I get comparing Randall and Cat. The
Yeah.
major difference that overrides it is that Randall's game got better. Cat's stayed the same. And you saw that. I know Randall kind of hasn't had the year that he had last year, but there's a reason why, although people thought that the trade to Minnesota for Randall was going to be better, there's a reason why they got back to the Western Conference Finals. It's because Randall's game got better with Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
It's sad to say, but it's 100% fact. There were a lot of people that said, "Oh, it's never gonna work because they're both ball dominant." No, Randall learned to play as the second option and
Correct.
said, "Yo, for once, I'm not the guy that the team is gonna run through. This is the leader of this team, and I'm here to play second fiddle, and I'm okay with that." And guess what? Less pressure means he got better in the playoffs. You saw how efficient he was shooting in the playoffs. Everybody was like, "Yo, where was this Randall at?" But that's because he had less pressure. Now, obviously, in Jalen Brunson's first year, he was hurt, let's be honest. And then obviously the second year, he got better as a player, but then he ended up messing up his
He
shoulder.
got hurt again.
Yeah.
But
So we never.
who's to say who's to say if that 2024 in January would have rolled all the way through the playoffs, we'd probably be talking about making the Eastern Conference Finals beforehand. You just
100%.
never know.
We
You just
might
never
have
know.
even got out of the East
So
that year.
if Leon Rose wasn't so desperate and would have said, "Yo, you know what? I'm just gonna ride it with Randall at the 5," maybe they would have been fine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe but he got desperate because why? Iheart wasn't there, and he didn't have another big because of Mitchell Robinson. So he's like, "Yo, I gotta get something." And it's like
How,
maybe if you would have waited till Mitch got back, you might have been in a good, not where they got to last year. I don't want to take away from what we did last year, but you still would have been in a good spot where you would have made the playoffs, and then you would have been like, "Yo, all chips are on the table once we're in the playoffs."
to me, this team, and you guys probably know this too, this team was built to beat the Celtics, and that's it. And that was
100%.
who we were built to beat. And we're able to do that. I don't know about this year, but last year we proved it, right? But once you start getting away from the Celtics and you're getting into the Oklahoma Cities and you're getting into the Denvers and you're getting into the Houstons, that's a whole different game. Detroit, it's a whole different level of physicality that we don't have. The New York Knicks are not a physical team. We're not a physical team. We are not a ground and pound team. We are not that.
Yeah.
We are a pretty team at best. And even now, tonight, I'll give him credit. We did well, shot the 3-point well, shot even from the field, shot 47%. But we only scored 103 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, the offense still, despite winning the NBA Cup, the offense still hasn't clicked with this team. I know everybody talks defense, but the offense is really what's glaring. Now, you'll say, Eddie, what are you talking about? I go on NBA.com, I look up the stats, and the Knicks are almost top 5 in offensive rating, net rating, all that stuff. But when you get into these tight games and you play against the contenders, look at our shooting percentages. Look at our shooting percentages in the second half. In the second half of our losses, they're under 40% for most of these games. I'm talking into the 30s and 20s for some. And Mike Brown mentions all the time that during that 2-9 stretch, he always said we play good against Phoenix and we played good against Golden State. I disagree with that because offensively we didn't. Go and look at the percentages. I think we shot, I want to say like 33% in that second half versus Phoenix. Now, the Golden State game, I don't quite remember as well, but I know we did good in the first half, but the second half we kind of unraveled. But that's my point. We keep unraveling in losses in the second half.
Yeah.
And it's and again, this is offensively, not defensively. And this is something we got to fix. We have 2 potent offensive scorers that are not living up to their names. And that includes Jalen Brunson. Yes, he did it tonight, 8 points in the clutch. But in some of those losses, he was an MIA.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
the Philly game, he had 1 point in the fourth quarter.
You see what I'm getting at here? The offense isn't there either. We were there was a point last year where we, even against, I know it wasn't against the contenders, but there was a point against bad teams, we would fucking blow them out. It wouldn't be close.
It's just crazy to me, right? Because last year we couldn't beat the elite teams.
No.
And then it's like this year we struggle against, or we're in dogfights with like lower teams, right? But I don't know.
And why is that? Why is it? Because last year, literally, I think you could count the games. I think we played 12 games decided under like 12, like 10 points or less. I think it was 12 games. Most games were either us a blowout win or we got a blowout loss. There was very little middle ground. And 2 of those games were against Chicago. And I think another game was against the Nets and Hornets. So now that you're down to 9 games, that were decided with under 10 points. That's crazy.
A win is a win. Of course you want blowouts and stuff like that for sure. Like, I'm not downplaying that. But some teams are just gonna come and they're gonna come with some fire or whatever. Now again, I think that, like you said, I think what I've noticed is like it's a quarter by quarter basis. Like we'll shoot amazing. We'll do okay first quarter. We'll shoot lights out second quarter. Third quarter we'll come out flat. Fourth quarter we're in a dogfight. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's inconsistent, right? But I think obviously with a new coach, even some of the comments like that you hear, there's a disconnect somewhere.
What do you mean by some of the comments? Because name the players for the audience, because they might not know.
Okay, so one of the things is Mike Brown saying we had a group on the floor playing well, tight ball game. I just rode with that group to the end. We need to get the wing.
This is tonight. He said this,
yes, he said. Mike Brown said to Chris Splash on I'm benching Carl-Anthony Towns, 17 points, 5 of 15 down the stretch. Cat 20 minutes per game during the next 3-game winning streak.
Yes. He said he rode the group. I remember that.
Yes. So he said that, and I think, like you said, Top, he hit that back-to-back 3, whatever. So I just think it's just weird, right? Because you want to be able to play your best guys and everything. But I think it just goes back to, like, I think they know what we already know, right? Cat and Brunson, I just think they don't match. They don't mix, right? That's why they start the game, then Cat's the first one to go to the bench. Brunson plays the rest
It's like RJ Randall and Brunson. It didn't work. Didn't mix. Remember, RJ used to play with the bench?
Yep.
Same thing. But I'll say this, though, and I don't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Why did it work last year?
Honeymoon phase.
Okay.
Every relationship is great in the honeymoon phase. It's all good. That's it. The stars are aligning. We're gonna conquer the world, baby. All that is great when it first starts. Until, listen, I'll never forget. After we lost the Indiana series, what was the report that came out right after the series? That
Tibbs.
a lot of the teammates and a lot of the coaches were really upset with who? Carl Anthony Towns, because of the defensive
Remember that.
assignments. It was that report that
Remember
came
that.
out
Yep.
right after we lost the series.
Remember
The
that.
No,
coaching,
no, no. Who do you think those players were? Obviously, Josh Hart.
yeah,
Probably Brunson.
Brunson, of course, everybody. Like,
I don't know if it was McHale or not. I don't know.
I don't know if it was Mikhail either, but I think I've seen
I
like,
know McHale got Tibbs fired.
yes,
Yeah,
and that's
I
why
wouldn't be shocked if it's Michaela.
I
I'll
think
be
Mikhail,
honest
yeah,
with you.
because there was, I think in the Philly game, I think OG had a dunk, and Mikhail came to OG's face and was yelling, and Kolek too, and I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a clip where Cat came by and Mikhail kind of like switched up. So I just think, I think also we've seen clips of Mikhail talking to Cat on defense, and there's a lot of times Cat leaves a guy open when they're clearly communicating. I think Mikhail had gotten very frustrated and just like, I don't want to do, like I don't want to deal with it. Like at some point, no matter what you say, if the person's not changing, at some point you should be like, why am I wasting my breath? Like
Exactly.
I'm not gonna pay it any mind. Like, right? And that's why like, you saw when Cat was on the floor in the Philly game, it was like, oh, Josh is like, yo, get up, bro. Like all that dramatic, like so like it wouldn't shock me if it's Mikhail because I think the team in general is fed up with like the babying, like, and not to say that people on the team don't like him, whatever. I just think that after those, after that, getting rid of Tibbs, which is Carl Anthony Towns, he likes to coach. The comments that that they heard and stuff like that. I'm not shocked by it. That's why I think we see what we see now is because you know I just don't expect him to do anything like life changing. That's why last year and this year is different. New coach and everything like that. The new coach probably came in and saw what he saw and told him, "Yo, you gotta finish. You gotta fix this. You gotta do it." And he doesn't respond well to it. Also, think that the rumor came out in the offseason that we had exclusive trade talks with the Bucks. So
Right, right, right.
clearly he's like, like he's getting wind of this and saying like, "Oh, like I know that. Like I'm part of that deal." Um. So that didn't make him happy, right? I just think that that's what it was, and he's pouting like he does to the ref, and you know, listen, if the defense is effort. That's what defense is. You don't have to be an elite
Of
defender.
course.
It's all effort.
Even deflections, 50-50 balls,
Yeah,
that's all effort.
he's not
You know.
disciplined. Fouling DeMar DeRozan. You know what, what the guys. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to the players, but you know what guys like to do. DeMar DeRozan,
Right.
elite mid-range shooter. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and he stepped in his landing area after he shot the ball. He
Saturday
got
he
baited.
literally Saturday he goes up against Joel Embiid. I'm not saying Joel Embiid's not a great foul baiter. He is, but
He
there's
is.
certain like even Mitch in the first half, like he bit on pump fake, but then in that second half, Mitch locked in and didn't bite. Like every guy has a tendency, right? Especially, I don't know if you guys have been athletes. I'm sure you guys have been. I've been an athlete myself. Everybody has a tell on what they're gonna do, whether it be baseball, whether it be basketball, football, uh, uh, mixed martial arts. Everybody has tendencies. In basketball, you go up against these guys a couple times a year, especially when you go in series. You know what some of these guys like to do, what they don't like to do. Their scouting reports and stuff
If
like
they could
that.
go left or right.
Yeah, what do they prefer? Okay, what don't they like? What's the book? Okay, get really physical and put a smaller guy on him. Get really physical on him, and that's what they do. So yeah, he's being exposed, but at the same time, he doesn't. The team's just saying, "All right, you're gonna beat us. How are you gonna beat us? We're gonna run you off the 3-point line. We're not gonna give you space. We want you to put the ball on the floor. 'Cause when you put the ball on the floor, you either commit an offensive foul, you dribble into a double team, or you may get the N1, or you may get the foul call, but he's been horrible from the line too. He's always split them this year. 1 of 1. Everything is low for him. And again, we all want him to prove us wrong. I just think this is what we got. We're stuck with this, and I think the coach came in. He's called them out a couple times, and if you don't respond to it, well, you know, you're not the only one on the team that feels some type of way, like about your
Yeah.
behavior. So
And then it's sad for Mike Brown too, because it's just like, you see Mike trying to do everything that he can. Mike's trying to get him in different sets. Mike's trying to push the pace
exactly.
on both ends of the ball. And it's like, Mike understood the job that's need to be done. He's
Yeah,
kind of in the fire because
I
obviously he's the head
disagree.
coach.
I think Mike Brown doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I
I
disagree.
think he's
I
lost.
think I think it's you could kind of see. Think it's more effort on these guys.
But
I
again,
think
when has Karl-Anthony Towns ever been an effort guy? He's never been. We knew that when we
never,
got him.
never, and
And
that's
like
why,
this
like,
should be,
Understandable, but it's not just on Cat.
of course it's
It's
not.
on right. But what I'm saying is it's effort from a lot of these other guys as well. And you're talking
I,
about veteran guys that again on other teams. For example, there are times where not everybody talks about it, but certain times where I'm watching Josh Hart not even put an effort on defense at times, and it's just like, bro, and then you start complaining, like he's doing a little bit of things that Cat does, where he won't put an effort on defense at times, but he'll complain to the ref. So
you said Josh
it's
Hart.
effort on,
Yeah,
yeah, at
Josh
times.
Hart. I mean, he's the guy I'm going to complain the least about. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
No, no,
not
no,
gonna.
I
I'm
know
not
with
on
him,
least, but I'm an example of just little things, little details that I'm watching,
see,
and again, just an example.
he's always there. See, to me, I don't bother Josh Hart because he's the one diving into the stands. He's going for loose balls. He always brings it. And, only if he's hurt or something, maybe you don't see it as much. I get what you're saying. But I criticize Josh Hart the least because I know he's giving it all his all. I mean,
Yeah,
I definitely see it. And I think if I had to guess who called the players only meeting, I would guess it's Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson,
It has
yeah.
to be those two guys. So I'm not going to question those guys. Those guys bring the effort. It's, Karl-Anthony Towns, what effort are you giving me? What are you doing extra to get me that win? When are you diving into the stands? When are you going, out to the baseline trying to save for a rebound? You don't see it as much. Now today he did it, but for the most part, every day out, day in, game out, game in, Karl-Anthony Towns just isn't like that. That's not who he is,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's where this team is just so off, and why it
He,
doesn't fit.
that's why I just think, you look at, I think with Randall and Brunson, it was kind of like both guys can get their shot anywhere on the floor they wanted to. Carl Anthony Towns doesn't move as well as Randall. Um, but Carl Anthony Towns shoots the ball better. Okay, but now teams after last year, they're saying, all right, there's nobody else on the floor that can really handle the ball. Mikal can't handle the ball. He can't. He can't push. He can't move anybody. Okay, OG has trouble dribbling. Okay, he'll get that one dribble and then he'll kind of move you with his shoulder. If he can do that, then he has a lot of success because he's athletic like that. But
Against the
okay,
bigger teams, he's not going to be able to impose his will. He won't.
when you get OG,
Especially against the physical teams too, like
yeah,
Detroit. He's not going to be able to do that.
I think OG can raise his level of physicality. I just think also OG needs to be in a little bit of transition to make things happen. I think if he gets a little bit of wiggle room, he could run by and then he could dunk it on people. Like he's not afraid to do that. I think we're stuck in this situation, and this is why like I'm advocating for a trade, right? I'm advocating for a trade because I think I don't see like again. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see Karl Anthony Towns changing the way he plays, right?
No,
Effort or automatically
the,
just like not fouling. Like I mean, I hope I'm wrong, right? Because
the only thing you could change on him is his scoring. Get him
yeah,
back to doing what he does best: 25 and 11 and 14. That you can change that.
Yeah.
But the other thing, the bag, you're never going to change. The
Now,
effort, you're never going to change. The defense, you're never going to change. But you can change the offense.
one
We
point you
saw it.
made, yeah, one point you made about you said you felt that Mike Brown didn't know what he was doing. I think there's some truth to that, and reason why I say that is it appears to me like he came in, he had a plan, he had an idea, and then when he got in, he realized like, oh, like this guy is no, like it can't happen like with this guy, Cat.
Well, I mean, remember early in the season when Josh Hart wasn't playing and he was coming
Yeah.
off the bench and like he wasn't getting the minutes and like
Hmm.
he had, and then after the cup game, he's like, oh, well, I had to see what he could do. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
That's word for word. So, you know, what does he do? What can he do? What can he change? And this is it's the question we keep asking ourselves, but
I
what can
don't
he
think
change?
I don't think there's much he can change, right? Um
Right.
I just think that when your two best players can't play on the floor together, I think that's a serious problem. If Cat's not making threes,
It's a
that
problem. It's a problem.
that's the biggest issue, you know?
At
If
least
you have
tonight, I'll
to
give him that 3 of 8. I'll take that.
Which is why I don't put it on Mike because I don't think he can fix that. That right there is within a problem itself with whether it's Cat or Brunson. They can't if they can't play on the court together and they can't find chemistry, then you'll find ways to get those guys minutes without him. And that's kind of why again we said it I think Ant said in the beginning, which is why Cat kind of goes out quicker than Brunson does. Because he'll give them an opportunity within the first 6 minutes of the first quarter to see if they can do something, but automatically it just stops. There's nothing there.
Call Anthony Towns. This is his words, right? I just now on not playing down the stretch in tonight's game. Mike Brown saw what he saw. We got to win. We've got to win. That's the most important thing. That's all I care about. New York cares about. This team cares about is wins. That's what he said. So he basically said he didn't care that he got taken out. We just care about winning, which is
Yeah.
good. Good teammate, but a bad look for him and a bad look for other GMs to see that, whoa, I don't care about getting taken out and I'm getting paid $53 million. Do you think other GMs are going to be happy with that comment? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing you could really do if you think about it. Because
yeah, that
if he says the opposite, oh, he's not a team player, he doesn't care, he just care, he's selfish. But then he says this, and it's like he does care. He's showing at the end of the day, like
Yeah,
I'm
he's kind of in
I
a
get what
no-win
I'm saying.
situation. You guys are right.
There's nothing he can
Uh,
really do.
Mitchell Robinson on tonight. It feels great. We really making a turn and we're getting our shit together. Okay. Let's see.
We'll
Said it
see
was
about
rough.
that in Toronto.
He said it was rough. Well, is he going to play tomorrow? Probably not, right?
Probably not, but that's an even bigger factor. The fact that he was the most efficient guy on the damn court today, and then he most
He
Mi-
was
likely
highest
won't play
plus
tomorrow.
minus, right, today?
Mitchell
Mhm.
Robinson has been to me like almost like I don't even want to trade him. He's that
Right.
Exactly.
impactful.
I
I don't.
mean,
I think I want him to retire a Nick, especially if he could stay this healthy. Like it's just he's that freaking impactful, man. And
he's got to
Good.
be gone because there's 10 teams with cap space. He's out of here. I hate to tell you.
listen, yeah, they're gonna if they're gonna give him the max, I get it. I mean, listen, go get your
I don't
money.
think he'll get it max, but he might get like 30,
Yeah,
40 million a year for maybe 2 years or something. I don't know. That's something we can't match.
yeah,
So again, Mitch said rough at first when the Knicks, this is talking about him being restricted his playing time. He goes, I want to play every game, but I put my pride and ego aside and stick with the plan, and it's been working out. Why change something when it's not working?
yeah,
I'm not playing, so he's cool with it.
Respect.
He credited communication for the Knicks turnaround and the defense's ability to take over in tonight's win. He's talking about the fourth quarter there. Mike Brown on Carl Towns being benched over the last 3 games. At the end of the game, we had a group on the floor that was playing well. It was a tight
yeah,
ball game, so I rode the group out to the end of the game. We
yeah,
needed to get the win. So you had mentioned that earlier, and I'm just reiterating it.
yeah, yeah.
And that Cat said what he said. Brunson, it was an ugly game. I think we could all agree on that. It wasn't pretty, but we were able to grind it out and find a way to win. And I think that's really important for us. Said he liked the way the Knicks played defense and played in transition down the stretch. Jalen Brunson on the difference defensively in the Kings' 3-game winning streak. Our attention to detail, our focus, those are our biggest components for us. We have the ability to be a really good team if we do those things.
I got some breaking news real quick.
What do you got? Trades?
Oh,
Can't be that big if it's the way you're talking.
It's not that big, but it's just like a head scratcher. Also, kind of like weird, right?
Okay.
Hold on. Emmanuel Quigley has generated significant interest on the trade market once the Raptors were open to fielding offers. The Celtics, the Heat, the Pacers, Pelicans, and the Knicks and Warriors are amongst the teams who recently inquired on Quigley.
Well, he's at $30 million a year. He's in what, year 2, I would believe, of that contract?
Mm-hmm.
He got, what did he get, 30 million for 4, so he got 120 of, or he might even got more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got more than that.
I don't know what he's making,
like 150, 160. He got a lot of money. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let me look.
What were the teams again, Ant?
The Pacers, the Celtics, the Heat, the Pelicans, and Warriors, and then the Knicks.
Oh, I don't
I could
see.
see the Heat. I could see the Heat
I
getting
can
him.
see the, I was gonna say that the Heat would be my only, because you got to think about it. The Golden State Warriors, unless they want to trade, what's his name, white
Well,
boy with curly hair,
they're looking to give up Jimmy. They're looking to give up Jimmy Butler, though.
The Warriors are just a playing team. They're
done. They're done, man.
They're
After
cooked.
Jimmy went down, it was, you could see
They're
it in
done.
Steph's face. Even Steph knew it. Steph was like, "Oh shit."
Let me pull
Celtics. Wait, maybe the Celtics.
Wow, man, quickly. He's
Thing
got
is,
4 years left. He's at a straight. Good thing about his contract, it's 32 and a half for next year, the year after, and 2028, 29. So 3 more years after this. I don't know, man. That's an overpay. I mean, maybe in the off season, but even would you want like him back for Mikal? Like I wouldn't want him back for that. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I would want to.
I mean, what's he even averaging? I don't even know what his stats are. But
I mean, I've heard he's been killing it.
15 and 6, he's averaging.
But alongside Brunson, it gives you somebody else who can handle it, who can, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest issue right now is that, well, let's just say we run it back like this way, who else can create their own shot and get, besides Clarkson, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Clarkson's not even seeing the floor right now.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. 32 million for IQ. I'm good.
Yo, that's such.
I'm
a
not
head
saying I
scratcher
do it.
for
I'm
me,
just
too.
saying like that's a need that we need to address, right?
Right.
We need to address.
I appreciate you bringing it up. I'm not like shitting on it. I'm just like saying like I don't know. 32 million a year for him. It kind of.
It's crazy too. That we're not
for
even.
Sure, it's just, I think the Giannis thing has everybody on their heels right now. The Knicks need somebody else who can handle the rock and
I
get their own bucket.
I think Leon Rose is waiting for that too. The moment that this guy opens his mouth and says, "I want to request a trade," I think Leon Rose is like, "All right, let's get the ball rolling."
The amount of
That's
news
basically what it is. He need like, I think Knick fans. That's why I've kind of tweeted it a couple times. I don't think Knick fans just say, "Oh yeah, Leon Rose has to do his job." He can't if Giannis doesn't request a trade. Giannis has to request a trade for it to happen.
Do you think he's going to? I don't think he's gonna. I don't see it because like right now would be the time. He's hurt. He's sitting at home.
I think
if there was ever a time to trade Giannis, like, for Giannis to ask for a request, it's right now. He's sitting at home doing nothing. He could watch TV every night, watch the Knicks, watch all the teams he might want to be on. If there's ever a time he's going to do it, it would be right now.
It's weird.
But where's he done it? He hasn't done it.
He's at, he's throwing, again, if you watch his interviews, he's upset. He's calling out his players. He's saying that they're playing They're playing they're playing selfishly. You know what I'm saying? Like he seems very unhappy. But then it's like, what can you possibly be waiting for?
Right.
Your team's not even in a playoff position right now. Like you're basically you're in the 11th. You're 11th right now in the Eastern Conference. Last time I checked, like you're
Yeah.
not your team's inconsistent.
They're not
So it's
even
like if
close to the play-in.
nah, they're not. They're not. Last time we spoke about it, Eddie, we were like, yeah, we don't. Maybe the Bucks might make it, maybe not. We weren't even
Right.
confident
Like,
about
come
that.
on.
So
What are we
again, if it
talking
was
about?
him, bro, it's on him. There's nothing Leon
I
Rose
don't
can
think
do
he's
when it
gonna
comes to
do it.
that.
I think he's just like Dame.
That's probably why Leon Rose may be looking at it like, yo, I'm gonna just have to run it back, because yo,
Well, the good news is the Knicks are back in the 3 spot till
And we
we'll
have
tomorrow.
see. We'll see
and
what
we have
happens tomorrow.
Toronto tomorrow.
Yep. Talk about a fucking big one.
That's a big one. And
And it's in
I think
Toronto.
tomorrow's our L. Remember I said 7-1, 6-2? I always thought tomorrow was the L because
Yeah.
we beat them twice already, and we beat them into going into that cup game.
Mm-hmm.
I say they get their revenge because they're at home. They have everybody's kind of healthy now for them. I think is it just Pirtle that's hurt? Other than that, I think they're
Yeah,
all pretty
he's
much
not.
there.
Yeah, but they've been playing well without him as well. So they've kind of found the rhythm like when he's not in there.
Yeah, they've been good this year.
Yeah,
They
I've
don't
watched
scare me in a playoff matchup. Like I think there's other teams below the standings like Philadelphia, like they would scare me in a
Yeah.
playoff matchup. But Toronto, like I think we could take them out, even with this squad, even with this fucking Band-Aid squad that we call whatever it is. I think we could take out Toronto. Do I think we could
Yeah.
take out Orlando? Not really. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm
I'm
not.
not
I'm
sure we
not.
could take out Philly. Not sure we could take out. I always say Atlanta because I think they match up very well against
I
us.
think.
see.
I hold on. I
Mhm.
want to. I want to revise like my take on the Philly series because that guy, VJ Edgecombe, has been playing well this year, but he's a rookie.
He
Come
is.
playoff time, it's a different animal, and
He's been a lot of
that's
big games in his college and high school career. I'll tell you that.
doesn't equate to NBA though. A lot of guys have done a lot of just in Jalen Brunson. I know he won a national title and stuff like that, but the big league, listen, he's big time, Jalen Brunson. I'm not even gonna compare them to,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but college is different from that, right? And you know, I think watching Saturday's game versus Philly, we match up well versus them. Maxi is gonna be Maxi, no question about it. I think getting a guy like Jose Alvarado would do
He would
wonders.
help.
I think he would help tremendously versus a guy like Maxi. Make it difficult, right? Some of these guys, you're not going to be able to completely stop them. But if you can bother these guys, if you can get under their skin a little bit, if you could just make them have to work even harder, because I think Embiid being healthy is a great thing for us. Because when he's
Yeah.
not healthy, the Sixers play a different style of basketball. When
Mm-hmm.
Embiid is healthy, now he's going to demand the rock. Maxi's going to defer to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Paul George is there too. But I think the key to it is you and let Embiid do what he does. Get him the one-on-one matchups. If he wants
He's
to,
shot, by the way. He can't move.
that's what I'm saying. So you let him have his way. And what I mean by that is you don't foul him. Do your best. Do your best. If he gets the shots, okay, cool. You do your best.
Don't let
But
Maxi and Edgecombe beat you, is what you're saying.
you take them out of rhythm, right? By letting him light it up, and then you make sure he's always moving. Pick and rolls, switches, attack the rim. Like he can't jump like he used to, and if he does, he's got to expend a tremendous amount of energy. So you allow him now come fourth quarter, he's tired. The one thing about Embiid, he's never been in tip top shape
Never.
in his
And
whole
he's always
career.
injured, too.
It's always something. His stomach, his knee, his ankle, his this, his that. So I like my chances. If Embiid is healthy, I feel good, especially when we play them on Saturday. And nah, I'm good off Lamelo. He can't
Yeah,
do
Sorry,
it.
me
Knicks
too.
Speaking
Nets.
of
Yeah.
healthy, I can't remember last time he's played a full season.
Yeah, I know a lot. I think he's probably younger, so probably that's just
Tremendous
Yeah.
talent.
young kids love LaMelo Ball for whatever reason.
Listen, no, tremendous talent. He's the most
No doubt.
talented. He's the most talented brother. Problem is, he don't care.
Nah, he don't love the game. LaMelo
Yeah,
Ball doesn't love the game of
he just likes
basketball.
looking good and
He likes
showing
to go
up.
on IG and
I
flash
crossed
and flex.
you, and I get the highlight reel, and we good.
Right.
Like that's
That's
it.
all
I
he
got my
cares
shoe
about.
deal, and
It's
you know,
cool.
yeah, he's very laid back. You know what I'm saying? If he had Lonzo's
Lonzo's heart.
determination, you know what I'm saying, focus, that dude would be top 10
Where
NBA
is
player.
Lonzo this year? Is he on Cleveland?
He's on
Cleveland.
the Cleveland
Yep.
Cavaliers.
I think he's having a decent year.
I mean, when we played
What's
him,
your guys' take on that, real quick? Cleveland's kind of turning it around. 7 of the last 10. They're way over 500. They're not too
I
far away
think
from us.
Mobley's out for the next 3 weeks. I think.
Mobley's gonna get evaluated after like 3 weeks or so. But
I
they're
don't. I've
another
Do you
team.
never
think
been.
you think they're starting to come back to where they were last year?
Nah,
I could see it.
Even last year, I just
they're
don't
regular
trust
season
them.
merchant. Right, they're regular season merchants.
Well, they've
They're
always
looking
in the
for.
Spider era. They've been regular season teams, especially versus us. I know. Did
You
they
should not be
have
giving
they
smoke like that to
have
the
they won
Indiana
a
Pacers.
series yet in the first round, or
I think they won this year. I think they lost
they
to
won one?
Boston.
I
The
believe
year, the year we lost.
We beat them in the first round,
that was 2 years ago.
23
I think the Pacers
last
beat
year.
them. Pacers beat them. What was it?
Last year,
Yeah, in the second round, we faced them in the no.
right?
Yeah, in
Pacers
the
beat
Western
them,
Conference Finals. Yes, we faced the Pacers.
so they
Yeah,
got to
so
the
last year they
semis.
lost. Yeah, and I'm not a. I like Donovan Mitchell. I just think that he's not. I think he's a very good number two. I don't think he's a number one. And
Who's this?
Donovan Mitchell.
Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell.
I think he's disguised as a number one, but I think he's a very good number two. He reminds me of
Can't you
like
say that again about Jalen Brunson as well? I mean,
the only reason I can't say that is because I seen Jalen Brunson beat Spider Mitchell without Luka Doncic, and Jalen
Hundred
Brunson came
percent.
off the bench and cooked Donovan Mitchell when Donovan Mitchell, I believe, I don't remember what seed they were, but
He's I
Donovan
mean
Mitchell
he's cooked
so
Donovan
Jalen
Mitchell
Brunson
twice.
now. I also think Jalen Brunson is a better player. He's a better overall player than Mitchell. I think Mitchell's great. Don't get me wrong. I just seen Mitchell from in the West Coast and in the East Coast come up short way too many times. Jalen
I
Brunson
want
made the Western Conference Finals, in the
and
East and the
and
West.
to Ant's point, in big game playoff matchups, he's already beaten him twice in two different teams. And he did it with
well,
Dallas, and Luca wasn't there, and then when he did it in his first year as a Knick.
I
So
think scoring wise, Donovan Mitchell is up there, one of the best scorers in the NBA, without a doubt. I mean, he dropped, 72 one time? You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that
yeah,
could score over 70 points in a basketball game, to me, is insanely talented.
I
So
agree.
offensively, he's gifted as hell.
I just
Um,
yeah.
think, yeah.
there's other concerns with him.
I just think in terms of winning, I just don't. I think Jalen's a winner, natural born winner. I think if Jalen wanted to, he could go crazy like that too. Um, I just seen Jalen. I think he has ice in his veins. I just seen nothing has shown me that Donovan Mitchell is that guy who has ice in his veins. I just haven't seen it. Tremendous talent. I just think when I think of Donovan Mitchell, I think of Kyrie Irving when he had LeBron. That's what I
Right.
think of.
Mm,
Do you, do you
that's a
think,
good person.
do you guys think, and if you guys got to go, let me know, but do you guys think this is like, what's the right word? Do you think this is fake momentum over the last 3 games? Because 2 of the 3 are against garbage teams, and we let them hang around tonight. Are you guys sold that this is a real momentum changer, or do they have to beat Toronto tomorrow? To me, I think you got to beat Toronto tomorrow to really say this is real momentum. And I know
Well,
you're going to say, Eddie, a win's a win. You got to take it. But
yeah.
I'm still not sold on this team, and that's why I said this, and that's why I asked you guys the question.
Hmm.
I'll say this since I gotta bounce. Again, I think that's a like you said, Eddie. I think the Toronto game is where that question will be answered. But you also have a game against a top five team in the West right now, which is the Los Angeles Lakers, and then you got to play Denver and then you have your revenge against the Detroit Pistons. If you can rack up wins, especially against Detroit, then I can honestly say the momentum, if it carries into that, and you can grab those wins, I think, then this team is really back on its thing, because that's now you're talking about playing teams that are at the top of the top. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now you're able to gain some wins against 500, against above 500 teams, and especially if you grab one against Detroit after they whooped you, that then the momentum is on their side, and they're starting to turn it around. So I think if you can grab Toronto's win, where I do understand your point about them possibly dropping it, because it kind of feels, I could feel it. But if you're able to go against Los Angeles after beating Portland, and you can go out there and you can beat a Denver, let's say, even though it'd be hard, but if you could beat a Denver, you could get your revenge against Detroit, then the momentum is on their side, because now they're starting to rack up important wins against above 500 teams.
Yeah, I agree with that, Top. I think if we saw a game where we kicked Detroit's ass, I think I would probably be sold a little bit more on this team.
Even if you don't kick their ass, but if it's one of those games where
No,
like
it's a grind out win. You get what
right,
I'm saying.
right,
I'm saying kick their ass, physicality, take it to them, pound them in the paint. Get
thank
the
you,
boards.
right,
Don't
right,
have to be a
right,
20-point win. No,
right, right,
but
right,
you
exactly.
play their basketball to
But
them.
right, and you match up well with them, because then it's like, yo, if we have to play this team in the playoffs, we know we match up with them. It's who's gonna get the last thing, the who's gonna be the survival of the fittest type of thing. So if you can get those key wins against your over 500 teams, and not play down to them like you have been in the last month or so, then this momentum isn't a fluke. You take care of the teams that you know you're better than, but you can also get wins against teams that are going to give it to you. So if they can rack up those wins, then momentum is on our side, and I think the Knicks kind of found their edge again, little by little.
Little by little.
Yeah,
I
at
agree
this
with that.
point, little by little, because they have not looked like the team that they were back in December. They have not. So
No,
until they
no, not
find
even
that,
close.
everything is little by little at this point. So
Yeah, to answer the question, I think the Philly game was real. I think the
I agree.
Knicks also played down to the level of competition. You know, they
Almost blew
just
it though in that fourth quarter. And got it. I mean,
yeah. Listen, that's
it's
why I'm
the
saying
NBA. It's the
they
NBA.
take their foot off the gas, and all right, let's play for real now. I think they do a lot of that. Um, I think that the I think it's real, but it's a back to back. I also don't use that as an excuse though, because you guys are in tip top
Right.
shape. You guys are in tip top shape. It's only a 7:30 game.
Have we even won a back-to-back game this year? I want to say no on the second half.
In the
No, I
second
don't.
half, no, I don't think
I
so.
think
I
I
I
think
I'm not
I'm not sure
sure.
to be honest,
I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna
but
look that up for you.
no excuses for me. I think that you can win tomorrow. Toronto puts no fear in my heart. We are the better team. I wish Mitch would play tomorrow. But
I doubt it.
I think in these moments, I think that meeting did do something, and I also think that there is urgency from Mikhail, and we need Cat. Cat needs to step up, and if Cat doesn't step up, I just think that he's going to be gone. I would hope by trade. My hope is that we do really well right before the All Star break, um, and then we,
Right until the trade deadline, really.
yeah, and I think that's going to determine what's going to really happen. Our guys going to turn the corner, but I just want our like if Cat. I think a lot of things would be better if Cat can consistently score from the outside. Once that shot goes in, I think great things will happen. But
And
I
in the
think the number,
paint.
yeah, I'm not worried about him with the paint though. I think that'll come again when it all starts with the shot. If his 3-point shot is going in, everything else opens up because now they have to overcommit on the 3-pointer, and that opens up lanes. Then when they try to draw to him, he could dish the ball out. But when the shot is not going, when you're not taking the shot, well, you're a lot easier to defend. especially when you're turning the ball over with offensive fouls. But I think the momentum's real. The reason why, whether it's an ugly win, whether we beat them by 50 or 60, or like we beat the Nets by like 50 points or whatever it was.
54.
So we'll take that, right? Now every game is not gonna be like that.
No.
Let's keep it real. So they responded there. We beat Philly. Um, I'm gonna yeah. There's momentum here, and I think tomorrow these guys are gonna take this game serious. Um, it, it's another home game, right? Oh no, we actually go to
No,
Toronto. We go to
Toronto.
Toronto.
We're
Okay.
in
Yeah,
Toronto
so they're
now,
going to
and
be
then we're
getting up
So
there
land.
probably 4 o'clock in the morning,
yeah,
But
5
think
o'clock
about
in the
yeah,
that.
morning.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta
So
they're going to Toronto and then they gotta come back for the next game to play Portland. It makes no sense.
listen, at the end of the day, they'll be okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I have no
You'll be good.
sympathy. These guys get paid the big bucks for a reason,
Did we
and
find out if they won on a back-to-back yet? Or maybe I
I
did.
haven't looked it up. No, I haven't not
I'll
looked it
look.
up.
I'll look.
But yeah, I think it's real momentum, Eddie, and I think that
So you think it's
so
real? You're sold.
I'm sold that you know I'm sold until they show me. Like again, I think that meeting did something. I think the
Okay.
meeting sparked something. Now,
We did win in the beginning of the season on a back-to-back with Chicago and Washington. Not that that
okay,
matters.
okay.
So we lost
So
on a back-to-back to Orlando. Hold on. Split with Boston and Charlotte.
okay.
Hold on. Lost both Atlanta, Philly during the losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Lost both Sacramento, Golden State.
Yeah, I don't think
Uh,
did
and
Brunson
that's it. So
Brunson
it's
got
been
hurt in that one
three
in that.
back to backs, or 4 back-to-backs, and we only won one of them. And we
Okay,
split the other. The other two, we lost all 4.
okay. So
Again,
I
beating the bad teams, not the good.
I get that, but I'm not gonna take too much stock in that because a win is a win. And last year we went 0 of 12 versus the top teams. And what did we do last year? So for me, again, people put way too much stock in the regular season.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that too.
What I'm looking for
But
with the
I just
Knicks
don't
is
see April success right now. I just don't see it.
April is not here. We have to get to March first, right? And
Yeah.
February. So I'm not gonna worry about what's gonna happen in April. Let's get to the All-Star break first. And the reason why I say this is because teams go through roller coasters, highs and lows,
Yes.
right?
82
Um,
game season.
Sam Presti said it. He said, teams go through some slumps 2 times a year, potentially. All that matters is when you're going through those slumps. It's okay that we're slumping now. This also creates character. It creates how are you going to respond to this? A grown man, how are you going to respond to this? When the reporter's asking you every day, it's going to tick you off at some point. You're either
Right.
going to react or you're just not going to care. One or the other is going to happen. And you're gonna get tired of people making fun of you on the apps, and you're gonna get tired of coaches, ragging on you. Like at some point, you got to respond, and you know the coach has to respond too. I know I'm not gonna
Of
put a
course.
ton on him, but everybody's got to respond in a certain way. Effort on defense, and again, it's a long season. I'm not putting stock because this is what happened. I'm the Knicks are not regular season merchants, right? I don't care about the regular season. I said this before I even spoke to you guys in the off season. I said only thing I care about is that we're healthy, and that whatever system Mike Brown is putting us in, right, is the guys know what they're doing and they're gelling, right? I don't expect. I'm not trying to go 73-9. I don't care about that. I want us to peak at the right time going into the playoffs. And I want all the guys to be on the same page, defensively, offensively, whatever Mike Brown wants to run, that everybody understands what they have
Yeah.
to do and that they're executing it. That's the most important thing. I want to win every game.
Execution.
Everybody wants to win, bro. But let's be real. I don't want to be the Cavs. I don't want to be the first seed every year and then get bounced in the first or second round. I don't want to do that. What
Okay.
we're striving for is something different. And I think, yeah,
Excellence.
I'm not gonna, yeah, it's excellence. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It annoys me when we don't beat the team that we should beat, but I'm not gonna kill myself over it because I saw last year. I was very frustrated last year. Man,
Yeah, same here.
we couldn't beat OKC. We couldn't beat Boston. We couldn't beat the Cavs. We couldn't beat this team. We couldn't all top 5 teams. We couldn't beat. Come playoff time, we give the belt to ass to Boston, who, well, now we should have been beaten in Indiana too. Okay, whatever. But whatever. Listen, a lot of people don't remember Indiana was not a good team. I remember
No,
Halliburton was getting benched around this time last year,
no.
right?
January 1st is when they took
He
off.
was horrible, and then they started peaking and started playing well. Then come playoff time, they locked it in, and they got so it's a marathon, right? I just want to see Cat doing the right things. Shoot the rock. Shoot it from 3 point. Get the ball. You have a little distance. You're 7 feet tall. If the guys are gonna contest it, all right. I'm gonna live with the fact that you're gonna shoot the three. Shoot it. If you're the greatest shooter, shoot that mother lover. Shoot it. Shoot
Exactly.
it. How am I gonna say I'm the best 3 point shooter? I don't shoot no threes, right? So like when Brunson swings it, when OG swings it, look, bro, I'll live with you trying to get in rhythm. I respect that. I respect the volume because you say, hey, I want to get in rhythm. I want to get this shot has to go in some point. So that's how I feel about the regular season. Like I feel like we can't put way too much stock into it. We gotta just make sure these guys are understanding how to execute the game plan that Mike Brown's putting out there. But also these guys feel good in what they're doing. Is their offensive game coming? Are they hustling right when they should be hustling? Now, again, it's the end of January. I appreciate hustle and heart, but we don't need to kill ourselves in January. Top 5 seed, I'm okay with because if you're a great team, and you guys, I'm gonna pass it to you guys. If you're a great team, it shouldn't matter what you're seeded, whether you're the first, third, fourth, you get it done. And in order to be a championship level team, you got to win not only on the road, you got to win. You got to win at home too, on both ends. So I know seeding matters, but come playoff time, especially the way we've seen the NBA the last couple years, it doesn't matter if you have home court. Teams can come in there and beat you on your home floor. Like you got to be able to do it, whatever. So
Yeah,
seeding didn't matter to me.
yeah. I'm with you. Top. I know you
Yes.
got to get out of here, so you can give your
Yeah.
final take and then bounce. Oh, you got to go.
Well, I'll just say this. Listen, you learn from every game,
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it takes these type of games and it takes the type of losing streak that we had to get those guys to get everybody together
yeah,
and gel. And listen, at the end of the day, not only does it take Mike Brown, but it takes the teammates around Cat to wake Cat up and be like, "Yo, like seriously, like I know we joke around, I know we vibe out when we're out on the court, but like, dude, we need you just as much as you need us to win this shit." And they
yeah,
didn't trade you here just to get Randall out of here and say, "No, we want some." No, they believe in your talent. They
yeah.
believe even though whether you're number one or number two option, they believe that your talent can help us win a chip. So whatever you're going through, if like let's figure this shit out now because like Ant said, it's only January, but by the time you
Well,
get to April,
we're past the halfway point though.
when
That's
when you
clear.
when you get to April, like you need to be set. You got to be good. We need to
Yeah,
our gelling point, our togetherness needs to be there so we can roll in together into the playoffs and let
yeah,
everything ride out and play the best basketball that we've ever played. So at the end of the day, like I said, I hope every game, whether it's a win or loss, that they're learning from it and they're actually having conversations, even with Mike, bringing little things up like, "Yo, Mike, I don't know if you're seeing it from your the sideline, but this is what I'm kind of noticing. Maybe if
yeah.
I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe if we do this, you know what I'm saying? Like getting giving a player's perspective to him. That way they can see both perspectives and let everything work out from different angles. But yeah,
Correct.
Appreciate
but
you, Top.
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good
And if
night.
you
I'll
got to
catch y'all
bounce
tomorrow.
too, bro, it's all good. I got.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you, Top. Yeah, man. I'm about to bounce, man. I appreciate you, Eddie, for having us on.
Yeah, no doubt, bro.
Um, we got a back to back tomorrow. What's the game
Yeah,
tomorrow? 7:32.
7:30. Yep, same thing.
Okay, so it's against the Raptors. Honestly, bold prediction, and then I'm gonna bounce.
Go for it.
I think Cat's gonna have a good game.
Oh, he does play well in Toronto.
Yeah, I think and it's like I had while I was giving like my talk about the season and stuff. I reminded myself that it's only the end of January. I'm like, wow, like sometimes we forget how long the seasons are.
Right.
And we holding these guys up to the again. It's New York, so we hold them to the highest
Yeah, the
standard,
highest
right?
standards.
We praise them when they do amazing things, and we roast them when they do the worst things. So, um, I think Cat's gonna have a good game. And anybody who thinks that I do not like Carl Anthony Towns, you're right. I don't. But what I am is I am fair, and I will be fair. And I want him to have success, and I want him to prove me wrong and Eddie wrong and everybody else, because at the end of the day, he's on our team, like Top
Right.
said earlier, and we want him to have success. I want this team to go to the finals, and I want them to win it. They had the potential to do it. They just got to execute, Eddie.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, brother, man.
Appreciate you. You have a great night.
Yeah.
If you, maybe we'll be on tomorrow.
Yep. I will let you know. I might have a guest on tomorrow, so I'll let you know.
Beautiful.
I'm
I'll
getting
support it anyway. Thank you guys for tuning
Yeah,
in.
no doubt.
Eddie did
I'll
a
let you
great
know.
job.
I'll let you know because I don't know if we could have like 5 people on here, so
Okay.
we'll see. But
Have
I'll
a
let
night,
you know,
man.
man. I appreciate you hopping on, man. Good
Take it
takes as
easy.
always, brother. Take care, Ant. So, wow, man. That's where we're at. Thanks to Top. Thanks for Anthony for coming on. Appreciate all you guys. I know there's a lot of people in here, but let me leave you with this. Tonight was an ugly win, but a win's a win, and I'll give you that. But it's time that Karl Anthony Towns really kind of needs to be held to the fire here. Karl Anthony Towns is having one of the worst seasons offensively of his career and defensively too. The efficiency's down, the rhythm's off, the dominance we're used to seeing scoring wise just isn't there. And when you look at that and you actually think about it, it tells you 2 things, right? It tells you that one, this team has enough talent to survive on tough nights like they did tonight, even without Cat. And 2, they're nowhere near their ceiling. So that's a good thing, right? Because when Cat's at his best, he's dropping 25 a game, 13, 14 rebounds, playing, connected. They're all playing connected. But that just hasn't happened this year. That would be the best thing to happen to the Knicks is Karl Anthony Towns goes back to playing the way he was last year. But I'm not going to be the one to sit here and tell you he's going to do it because I don't know. I truly don't know. Now, Mikal Bridges, he's another story. He's come down also from last year. He's not playing the all-NBA defense that we're used to seeing him play, right? He's not been the most efficient scorer. I know in the corners he still hits his threes. Even tonight he hit a couple. Actually, tonight I give Bridges credit. He shot well. He was 8 of 13. So that's pretty good, I'll take that every night from him. That's efficiency, But he needs to guard the best player on the other team every single night. He needs to set the tone when things get sloppy. And, I know Brunson was on DeRozan a lot tonight, but coaching-wise, Mike Brown should have put either Mikal or OG on DeRozan because he was the guy killing us. And coaching wins. Defense wins championships. Everybody knows that, but coaching does too. The offense has to come through, and that's why, you could say defense wins championships, but defense doesn't always win championships. At some point, Cat has to look like Cat again. At some point, this team needs to stop playing down to their competition. At some point, they have to start beating real contenders, not just surviving bad teams. That's what has to happen. Because you're not going to win the East just based on potential on the roster. It's not going to happen. You don't win on effort. You don't win by saying, we'll fix it later. No, everything has to get fixed now. And I know it's a long season. I get what Anthony's saying too. Don't get worried. All that what matters is what happens in the playoffs, and he's right. But later becomes May very fast. So yes, you take the win tonight. It's all good. But the real question still hasn't changed. Can this team beat real contenders when it matters? And until the answer is yes, everything else is just a warm-up. And you could clip that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Good night, everybody.